Well, good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I know I am. I'm actually recording this on my birthday, so I'm pretty happy. I am getting old. You know, you're going to catch up to me one day, but I'm getting old. I don't know if you can see grey hairs there. Anyway, that's enough about me. If you see me in the next few days, please come up and give me a high five and tell me how young I am actually looking. Now, today we're going to be reading from Matthew chapter 8, and I'm really excited about this story because it's kind of cool. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever been caught in a thunderstorm? Or have you ever heard lightning? You know, it can be pretty scary, especially when it's right over your head, and it can be very loud. You know what would make it more scary? If you are out in the open water and a huge storm came. That would be scary. Let's read from Matthew chapter 8. Then he, that's Jesus, got into the boat, and his disciples followed him. Suddenly, a furious storm came up on the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. He didn't seem too concerned. Or he was just a really deep sleeper. The disciples went and woke him up, saying, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." Jesus replied, "You have little faith. Why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and it was completely calm. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." You see, what Jesus did here is he's proving that he's powerful, he's proving that he's God, and that he has control over the wind and the rain. That's pretty impressive. Let's watch a short clip on this teaching.
After a long day of teaching, Jesus and his disciples were getting ready to head back home. They got into their boat to sail across the lake. But as soon as they pushed off from shore, a whispering wind grew into a blustering storm. Without warning, huge waves swelled up like moving mountains, pushing the boat up and down. The disciples were terrified and thought the boat was about to sink. The disciples' fear grew more intense as they realized that the storm was getting bigger. They grabbed onto anything that provided stability. As all of this was taking place, Jesus was sound asleep inside the boat. The disciples forgot that they were in the company of Jesus, who had power of all the elements, even deadly storms. One of the disciples decided to check on Jesus and found him asleep. Even with the raging storm wreaking havoc to the boat, Jesus was calm. They needed his help. "Teacher," his disciples shouted in his ear, "don't you care that we're all dying?" Jesus calmly stood up and looked at the furious storm. He was not scared. He was not shaken. He didn't even look surprised. "Peace! Be still!" he shouted into the raging, blinding blackness of the storm. Then, suddenly, the growling and snapping of the storm stopped. With scarcely another drip, the rain was gone. The clouds scurried away. The sea settled into a peaceful pane of glass, and the fear of dying was gone. Jesus saved them. With shock, they looked around at the absolute calmness of everything. Jesus had simply spoken, and the storm was gone. The terrifying fear of the storm was replaced by a reassuring fear of Jesus. Who is this, that even the wind and sea obey him? They asked in wonder. Yet again, Jesus proved to them that he was the Son of God, and their faith grew stronger.
Well, boys and girls, I thought that was a really great video. I thought those animations were pretty cool, and they depicted the reading that we just read today pretty well. Now, I think it's true in life that we all experience storms. Now, I'm not necessarily meaning the rainstorms and the thunderstorms. You know, sometimes we go through things, don't we? Some things are kind of small. Maybe we get a tooth that's wobbly and it's coming out, but it hurts for a while. But then there's other things in life that are kind of big. Maybe something happens at home, or something's just not right at school. We all have storms. Maybe something's wrong with our family members, or something's wrong with ourselves. We all go through storms in life. But you see, Jesus is always with us in these storms, and we shouldn't be afraid like the disciples were, but we should trust in God. If you feel like you're going through a storm, maybe chat to mum and dad and ask them what they think. Or chat to your teacher, maybe they can help you. Or you can come up and try find me and chat to me about some of the things you're worrying about. Anyway, that's all for today's devotion, boys and girls. I can't wait to see what we're going to learn next week from the book of Matthew. Bye for now.